This is my entire indie game studio. It's got my laptop, drawing tablet, MIDI controller, and some other crap in there. This is what I'm using to make my dream game. So, how do you make a complex game on a shoestring budget with a studio that's only a couple cubic feet? That's what I'm going to show you today. Okay, so let me tell you about my dream game. It's a first-person action roguelike where you're a wizard with cool powers and stuff. I think this idea could enable some really cool concepts for weapons and tools, like a magic wand that slows down time, a staff that creates black holes, or a hat that grants telekinesis. The game will also have cool boss fights where you battle other wizards and stuff. While this all sounds very cool, there are a lot of complex things that I don't know how to do that are required for this project. Since I don't have a lot of money, and therefore time, I'll have to take some creative shortcuts to realize my dream. Shortcut 1. 3D modeling. I don't know how to make 3D models. I tried learning Blender, but the most popular beginner's tutorial is 17 videos long, and it's all just to make one donut. Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. Instead of making realistic or even low poly models, I have an easier solution. It's something that the most successful game ever does. Voxel art. I did a little digging, and I found out there's this program called Magica Voxel, and it's literally just digital Legos. I just place a few blocks, and bam! I have a good looking model. Shortcut 2. Procedural level generation. A lot of games use complex algorithms to procedurally generate terrain to increase replayability, but I don't know anything about open simplex noise or wave function collapse. Those are big scary words. Instead of all that crap, I decided to do what most roguelikes do. Randomly place pre-made rooms throughout the level. While this is easier, there's still a couple of problems. First, we have to make all the rooms by hand, and that's a lot of time-consuming work. To lessen this load, I decided to make fewer rooms, but have some aspects of the rooms be randomly selected. For example, a room can have an enemy in a certain position, but that enemy is randomly chosen between 4 kinds of enemies. You could do the same with items and traps. I haven't actually done this yet, but I'm sure it's easy to program, and I know it works well because Spelunky did it, and critics love that game. The other problem is that it might be tricky to place rooms so that they're all physically connected. It all just sounds too complicated, so I decided to make the doors act as basically teleporters that teleport you to an adjacent room when interacted with. It's not a super seamless experience, but it probably wouldn't have bothered you if I hadn't pointed it out. Shortcut 3. Enemy AI. Now, I'm sure I could figure out how to use pathfinding, make more complex state machines, and all the other stuff that make good complex enemy AI, but remember, I only have about $5 left in my bank account, and if I actually want to finish this game, I need to work more fasterly and not more smartly. So, what actually makes good enemy AI? Well, what's the point of enemies in games? It's to provide a fun challenge. I sat down and thought about it for a couple seconds, and then I realized that simple enemies may actually be more fun. I just needed to create a few different types of enemies that can work together to create interesting scenarios. So I made 4 unique enemies: the slime, the skeleton, the purple wizard, and the flame mage. They all force you to use slightly different strategies and move differently. They can also be combined in different ways to create even more unique encounters. After all that work, I finally have a playable game, but there's just one more thing I need to do before I can start expanding it. And it's the most important thing of all. I need to collect your feedback so I can tell if the game is actually fun or not. So I've created a public alpha for you to play, as well as a short form for you to fill out. If the game looks interesting, please play it and fill out the form, or send me footage of you playing it. I need your feedback, your opinions, and your ideas to make my dream game a reality. So thank you.
I knew everything in the universe, yet I could not fall in love.